You know the phrase, less is more? Now we can prove it. Welcome to another episode of Here's Something Interesting. Today I want to talk about choices and why we as humans tend to view more choices as being better. We think we want more choices and more options, but science and psychology can actually prove this wrong. The more choices that we have, the less likely we are to actually make a decision. This is called the paradox of choice, and it was a phrase coined by the psychologist Barry Schwartz. The interesting thing about the paradox of choice is that it doesn't affect all humans the same way. Schwartz breaks everyone into two separate groups that he calls maximizers and satisficers. Maximizers are people who want to analyze every part of the decision because they want to make sure they make the best choice possible. And it doesn't matter what they're trying to choose, whether it's what kind of cereal to get, or what kind of car to buy, or what doctor to go to. They essentially want to maximize the effectiveness of their choice. On the other hand, satisficers are people who start looking at options, but the moment they get to an option that's good enough, they just go with that one. When comparing the two, he found that maximizers tend to make slightly better choices, but at a huge cost. And that cost is happiness. Even though maximizers tend to make better decisions, they're less happy with those decisions and more likely to doubt themselves. So maximizers have this psychological downside that really only affects them and not so much the satisficers. When I was reading about the differences between the two, it became very clear to me very early on that I'm a maximizer. I'm the kind of person that tends to overthink and overanalyze so many decisions that I make. This is true for even small decisions that have almost no impact on my life. When I go to restaurants, I struggle to choose a meal. When I'm browsing Netflix, it's really hard for me to pick a TV show or a movie to watch. When I was a kid, I would go to the arcade and I'd gather up all my tickets from playing games and I'd go up to the redemption counter and I'd cash them in. And then I wouldn't be able to make a decision on what to get with those tickets. Should I get lots of little things, or should I get one big thing? How about the little army men? Or what about a slinky? Maybe a yo-yo? Back and forth and back and forth. It was so hard for me to make a decision. Freedom, options, and choices can be a great thing. And I find it really interesting that humans value the maximum number of choices, even though that value tends to undercut our happiness on a regular basis. Now, you know that I'm a maximizer, but I'm curious about you. Which camp do you fall in? Do you tend to get bogged down in the analysis and crippled by the anxiety of trying to make the best decision possible? Or are you a bit more laissez-faire about it and knowing that I've got options and when I come across one that's good enough, well, I'm just gonna go with that. So let me know in the comments below. That's all for this week's video. I upload new videos every Thursday. So if you enjoyed this one, you can go ahead and subscribe. If you want to subscribe, click the button that's right down here in this corner. And if you want to watch more of my videos, go ahead and click the button right down here. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay curious.